Hey Capricorn, I just pulled cards for your November energy, and honestly, I need to share this with you because what came through is really something special. So I sat down with my deck this morning, shuffled with your sign in mind, and the cards that showed up are telling me about this really interesting week ahead for you. The theme that keeps coming through is about hopes getting this unexpected boost and news that genuinely brightens things up in a way you might not see coming. Let me tell you what I pulled. Because each card here has something important to say about your November energy. I am getting this feeling that the universe has been working behind the scenes for you, and this week specifically there is movement happening that you have been waiting for. So let me walk you through what the cards revealed. The first card that came out is the Five of Wands, and you know what this tells me right away. There has been some competition energy around you, maybe some conflicting ideas or people pulling in different directions. For Capricorns, this usually shows up in work situations or when you are trying to get a project off the ground, and everyone seems to have a different opinion about how things should go. But here is what makes this interesting in the context of November hopes. This card is not showing up as a warning. It is actually showing that through all this back and forth, through all these different perspectives clashing, something valuable is being created. Think about it like this. When you have 5 people with 5 different approaches all trying to win, eventually the best ideas rise to the top. The energy I am getting from this placement is that you have been in this phase where things felt a bit chaotic. A bit like you were constantly having to defend your position or prove yourself, and I feel like this week that energy shifts. The competition becomes collaboration. The arguments become breakthroughs. I am seeing that what felt like obstacles were actually the universe testing different approaches to see what really works. And now in November, you are about to see which direction actually wins out. The surprise here is that the solution might come from one of those conflicting voices you were not initially listening to. Stay open to ideas that challenge your first instinct, because that is where the breakthrough lives. Now the second card is Justice, and oh my goodness, Capricorn, do you feel this energy? Justice showing up right after that Five of Wands tells me that all that chaos, all that back and forth, it was leading to this moment of things balancing out properly. This is such a powerful card for your November, because Justice is about things landing exactly where they need to be. If you have been dealing with any situation that felt unfair, any circumstance where you were like, why am I the one who has to work twice as hard? Why am I not getting the recognition I deserve? This card is saying that correction is coming. And I mean really coming, not in some vague future way, but specifically this month, this week even. The universe keeps perfect accounts, and justice here is about settlement, about things being weighed properly and you finally getting what you actually earned. For Capricorns who have been patient, who have been doing the right thing even when it was not appreciated, this is your moment. The surprise element that connects to your hopes is that this balancing might happen through official channels. I am talking contracts being signed, agreements being finalized, legal matters resolving in your favor, or formal recognition coming through. It could be a promotion that gets officially announced, a deal that finally goes through, or even a personal situation where someone finally acknowledges the truth of what happened. What I love about Justice in your reading is that it does not just correct the past, it sets up fair conditions for your future. This is about creating a level playing field moving forward. The third card here is Nine of Pentacles and Capricorn. This is literally your energy. This card is you standing in your own garden that you built with your own hands, enjoying the fruits of your labor, looking absolutely abundant and independent. This card coming up for your November tells me that there is this beautiful moment approaching where you get to actually enjoy what you have created. You know how Capricorns are always building, always working toward the next goal, sometimes forgetting to actually appreciate what they have already achieved. Nine of Pentacles is saying stop and smell those roses you planted. This week brings news or an opportunity that reminds you of how far you have actually come. I am getting this sense that you might receive recognition for work you did a while ago, or you might suddenly realize that a seed you planted months back has grown into something really substantial. The surprise factor here is that this abundance might show up in an area of life you were not actively focused on. Maybe you were so concentrated on one goal that you did not notice another area of your life was quietly flourishing. This could be a financial return from an old investment, a skill you developed casually suddenly becoming valuable, or a relationship you maintained without much effort suddenly becoming really important. The energy of Nine of Pentacles also talks about self-sufficiency, and I feel like this week you get confirmation that you do not need to depend on anyone else for your happiness or success. That is a really empowering realization for you. Moving to the fourth card, Ace of Wands, and now we are talking about fresh fire energy, new beginnings in action, inspiration hitting you like lightning. After that Nine of Pentacles showing you what you have built, Ace of Wands is saying, but wait, there is more. Here comes a brand new opportunity. This is the card of creative sparks, passionate new projects, and exciting initiatives. For your November, this tells me that while you are appreciating your current success, the universe is already lining up the next adventure. And this is not just any opportunity. This is the kind that makes you feel genuinely excited, the kind that reconnects you with that passionate drive. I am seeing that this could be a new project offer, a creative idea that suddenly becomes viable, or maybe someone approaches you with a collaboration that feels really aligned. The Wand suit is all about action and movement, so this is not going to be a slow burn situation. When this opportunity shows up, you will know it because it will feel urgent in the best way, like something you want to jump on immediately. The surprise here is that this new beginning might come from a completely unexpected source. It could be through a random conversation, a social media message, or someone you have not heard from in a while suddenly reconnecting with a proposal. The key with Ace of Wands is that you have to actually pick up the wand when it is offered. The universe can present the opportunity, but you have to be the one to grab it and run with it. The fifth card is Eight of Pentacles, and I am smiling because this is such a Capricorn card. Eight of Pentacles is the craftsman, the person who shows up every single day and hones their skill, who understands that mastery comes from consistent, dedicated effort. This card appearing in your November reading tells me that your commitment to excellence is about to pay off in a major way. I am getting the sense that you have been working on something, maybe learning a new skill, maybe perfecting your craft in your current field, maybe building something slowly and carefully. And this month, that dedication becomes visible to others. Eight of Pentacles often shows up right before someone gets recognized as an expert in their field. So the news that brightens your week could be related to your skills being acknowledged. Maybe a certification coming through. Maybe a project you have been perfecting finally being ready to launch. Or maybe someone noticing the quality of your work and wanting to hire you or promote you specifically because of your attention to detail. What I find really interesting about this card in your spread is that it suggests the surprise good news is not actually a surprise to the universe. It is just recognition catching up with reality. You have been excellent at what you do, and now others are finally seeing it clearly. This card also reminds you that continuing to invest in your skills and craftsmanship is always the right move. Whatever you are learning or improving right now, keep going because it is directly connected to your next level of success. Now the sixth card, the Hermit, and this might seem like an odd card for a reading about hopes and bright news, but let me explain what I am seeing here. The Hermit is about inner wisdom, about stepping back from the noise to hear your own truth, about being a light unto yourself. In the context of your November reading, this card tells me that part of the good news coming your way is actually about you trusting yourself more deeply. I am getting that you might have been seeking a lot of external validation or advice lately, maybe feeling uncertain about which direction to take, and the Hermit is saying the answer you need is already inside you. The surprise this week might be a moment of clarity where everything suddenly makes sense, where you just know what the right move is without needing anyone else to confirm it. This is especially powerful after that Eight of Pentacles because it suggests that all that work you have been doing has not just been building external skills, it has been building internal wisdom. You know more than you think you do. The Hermit can also indicate that some alone time this week leads to an important realization, or that a period of introspection brings you the breakthrough you have been looking for. For Capricorns who sometimes get too caught up in what they should do according to external measures of success, this is a reminder that your inner compass is incredibly reliable. Trust that knowing feeling you get. The brightening news could literally be you giving yourself permission to follow your own path, even if it looks different from what others expect. The seventh card is King of Pentacles, and wow, Capricorn, this is big energy for you. King of Pentacles is the ultimate earth sign ruler, the person who has built an empire through smart decisions and steady effort, who understands both the big picture strategy and the practical details. This king sitting on his throne surrounded by abundance represents mastery of the material world. When this card shows up for your November, it tells me that you are either stepping into this energy yourself, or this energy is coming towards you in the form of an opportunity or person. If you have been working toward a leadership position, toward financial independence, toward building something substantial and lasting, King of Pentacles says you are ready for that role. The surprise good news could be an offer to step into a more authoritative position. Or it could be that you suddenly realize you have actually achieved the level of stability and success you were aiming for. Sometimes we are so focused on the next goal that we do not notice we have already arrived. This card can also represent a mentor or benefactor, someone with resources and influence who decides to support you or open doors for you. If this is the case, this person shows up this month, and their support is genuinely substantial, not just words of encouragement, but actual tangible help. The King of Pentacles energy is reliable and solid, so whatever this good news is, it is not going to be fleeting or superficial. This is about real-world results and lasting positive change. Card number 8, Three of Wands, and this is where your November energy really expands outward. Three of Wands is the card of vision and expansion, of standing on the shore watching your ships come in, of seeing your plans starting to manifest in the physical world. After all those Pentacles cards talking about work and mastery and stability, Three of Wands is saying now watch what happens when all that preparation meets opportunity. This card tells me that you have already put things in motion, maybe without even realizing how far-reaching the effects would be. The hopes you had when you started certain projects or initiatives, those hopes are about to be validated. I am seeing that this could manifest as expansion opportunities, maybe your work reaching a wider audience than expected, maybe a project going bigger than you initially planned, maybe connections forming that open up new markets or new possibilities. Three of Wands has this energy of pleasant surprise where you realize that what you set in motion is actually more successful than you dared to hope. For Capricorns, this is particularly meaningful because you tend to be realistic to the point of sometimes underestimating the positive potential. This card is saying dream bigger because the universe is ready to match that vision. The news that brightens your week could be related to something you started a while ago, suddenly gaining momentum, or an opportunity to take your work to the next level presenting itself. The ninth card is the High Priestess, and oh, this is interesting energy coming in after all that external manifestation. High Priestess is the keeper of mysteries, the one who knows what lies beneath the surface, who trusts intuition over logic. In your November reading, this card tells me that part of the surprise good news is about hidden information coming to light, or your intuition about something being confirmed as correct. I am getting that you might have had a feeling about a situation or person, maybe something you could not quite explain logically, but you just knew, and this week that intuition gets validated. High Priestess can indicate secrets being revealed, but not in a negative way, more like information that was hidden becoming available, and that information helps you make better decisions moving forward. This could be insider knowledge about an opportunity, finding out something about a situation that changes your perspective in a helpful way, or even just that moment where your gut feeling is proven right and you learn to trust your instincts more. For Capricorns who tend to rely heavily on practical logic and proven methods, High Priestess is an invitation to also honor the intuitive knowing that does not always make rational sense. The brightening news might come in an unexpected way, through dreams, through synchronicities, through just knowing something before you have concrete proof. Pay attention to your intuition this week because it is particularly sharp and accurate. And finally, the 10th card, Nine of Swords. And I know this card can look scary, but in the context of your overall reading, I am seeing this differently. Nine of Swords is about anxiety, worry, sleepless nights spent overthinking. But here is what I am getting for you, Capricorn. This card showing up at the end of your reading after all those positive indicators tells me that whatever you have been worrying about, whatever has been keeping you up at night or creating anxiety, that worry is actually unfounded. The surprise good news for November is that the thing you were afraid would happen does not happen, or the situation you were stressed about resolves much better than you feared. Nine of Swords often represents worry that is worse than reality. You have been playing out worst-case scenarios in your head, and this week brings information or developments that show you those fears were not necessary. This is such a relief card in this position because it suggests that the weight you have been carrying, the stress you have been holding, you get to put it down. The universe is saying, I see you have been worried, and I am here to show you it is going to be okay. Actually, it is going to be better than okay. For Capricorns who sometimes catastrophize or prepare for every possible problem, this is permission to relax a little bit. The thing you were bracing for is not coming. The anxiety you were feeling was not a premonition, it was just anxiety. And this week brings the evidence you need to finally exhale. So putting all of this together for you, Capricorn, your November is shaping up to be this really interesting mix of hard-won victories and pleasant surprises. The story these 10 cards tell is about you moving through a period of challenge and competition, arriving at a place of justice and fair recognition, standing in the abundance you have created while new opportunities spark to life. Your dedication to craft and inner wisdom both being acknowledged, stepping into or receiving support from established success energy, watching your plans expand beyond initial expectations, trusting your intuition as it proves accurate, and finally releasing anxiety as you realize your worries were unfounded. The breaking news that brightens your week is likely connected to one or several of these themes. It could be official recognition of your work, an opportunity that validates your hopes, information that confirms your intuition was right, or simply the relief of realizing something you were stressed about is actually fine. What I love about this reading for you is that it shows both your effort being rewarded and grace showing up as pleasant surprise. You get both the satisfaction of earned success and the delight of unexpected good fortune. For this week specifically, I would say stay open to opportunities that come from unexpected sources. Trust your gut feelings even when they do not make logical sense yet. Allow yourself to actually enjoy what you have already built. And maybe most importantly, let yourself put down some of that worry you have been carrying. The universe has your back in November, Capricorn, and this week is bringing you evidence of that support. One more thing I want to mention is that with all these pentacles and that Ace of Wands, there is strong energy around work opportunities and financial positive movement. If you have been hoping for improvement in your material circumstances or career situation, this reading suggests that hope is well-founded. Keep doing what you are doing, stay excellent at your craft, trust your inner knowing, and watch how things unfold in ways that might surprise you in the best way. Sending you so much good energy for this week, Capricorn. I would love to know if any of this resonates with you or if you experience any of these themes showing up. Trust yourself. You are more ready for success than you might realize.